I was so close to having a big night in the NHL last night. I was a Charlie Lindgren goalie swap away from winning $12.5 thousand, but I digress. The process was right, and that's what we're looking for here when it comes to daily fantasy sports. And today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite NHL DFS plays for this Wednesday, November 15th slate. We got ourselves 4 games here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and as always, we'll wrap up the video with 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays. With that being said, let's dive into this. And let's go ahead and kick things off here with the 4 games that we have tonight. Gonna put those up on the screen right now, breaking down the money lines and over-unders. We got the Flyers taking on the Hurricanes here tonight, Kraken taking on the Oilers, Ducks at Avalanche, and then the last game there, the New York Islanders taking on the Vancouver Canucks. And then here's a midweek schedule update. Got an NHL DFS video coming out today and tomorrow, and then I got 3 NFL DFS videos coming out. My first look coming out here later today. I got my cash plays coming out on Friday, and my tournament or GPP plays coming out on Saturday. With all that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight. And I actually want to mention right now, if you have not joined my Discord channel yet, it is completely free to do that. There's a link in the description below on this video, or just leave me a comment on this video and I'll send you a link to it. But we got a great group of people in there talking hockey, football, prize picks, and sports bets. So again, it's completely free. Link in the description below. Now, the first line stack that I want to highlight here tonight is that first line for the Edmonton Oilers. And honestly, everyone, I'm okay with that second line of Draisaitl, Kane, and Hyman too. But I like the affordability on the wings that we get here with Connor McDavid. So it's going to be McDavid centering Nugent Hopkins and Sam Gagner. It is pretty affordable considering the upside you get with a guy like Connor McDavid. And I do like the matchup at home here against the Seattle Kraken, who've allowed 3.5 goals per game here this season, the 8th most in the NHL. And their penalty kill has really struggled, just hitting at a 71.5% rate. That's the 4th worst in the NHL, and we all know that this Oilers power play is really their bread and butter. They were terrific last year, scoring above a 30% rate, the best in the NHL. This year, they're scoring at a 26.5% rate. That's the 7th best in the NHL, and we're going to see McDavid and Nugent Hopkins play up on their number 1 power play. Gagner plays down on their 2nd, but overall, in their first game together under their new head coach, look good together 5-on-5 with a Corsi percentage of 61.5. And then another line stack that I like here tonight is that first line for the Vancouver Canucks. We got Elias Pettersson centering Andrei Kuzmenko and Ilya Mikheyev. Pretty affordable, all things considered, and I do like the spot here at home against the New York Islanders, who are really struggling right now. They've gone just 1-4-1 in their last 6 games, allowing 3.5 goals per game, and they've just been horrendous on the penalty kill, hitting at a 64.7% rate. And this Canucks power play is really the primary target for me on this 4-game slate. They've scored at a 31.5% rate this year. That's the 3rd best in the NHL. We're going to see Pettersson and Kuzmenko play up on the number 1 power play, and Mikheyev plays down on the 2nd. Now, folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. We're building a brand here at Slydog Sports, and every like, comment, and sub from you guys truly does go a long way. Let's try and get the channel here to 4,000 subs by the end of the new year. I know that's probably a lofty goal, but if you guys can help me out with that, again, I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, now let's dive into some of my favorite individual plays here. We're going to kick it off with the forwards. First guy that I got is Mikko Rantanen to the Colorado Avalanche, priced at $8,600 in a matchup at home versus Anaheim tonight. Mikko has been held off the score sheet just twice this year in 14 games, having racked up 10 goals, 11 assists, 21 points. And the Anaheim Ducks have been surprisingly good this year, but they are catching this Ducks team playing on back-to-back nights on the road, so I do like to target that in general. Now, Mikko's going to play up on the Avs' first line and number 1 power play, and honestly, I don't mind stacking either of those up, but it is very expensive to do that, and if you do so, you're going to need to find some cheap pieces to go along with it. The next guy I got on my list here then is Sebastian Aho of the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, this game between the Hurricanes and Flyers is kind of tough to read. Looking at it initially, you go, okay, this should probably be a lower scoring game, but then you look at the goaltending situation on both sides, and it has not been pretty, so I wouldn't be shocked if we do see some goals scored in this game. I wanted to highlight highlight Aho here on the Hurricane side because he's just playing really well right now. Riding a 5-game point streak where he's racked up 3 goals and 4 assists, 7 points. A guy who plays 18 to 20 minutes per night, up on their first line in #1 power play. I then got Jaden Schwartz here of the Seattle Kraken, priced at $5,800 tonight in a matchup on the road against the Edmonton Oilers. Schwartz has been the Kraken's best forward all year long, leading the team in goals with 8, leading the team in points with 14, and also leading this team in shots on goal with 44, playing up on their first line in #1 power play. And I know that this Oilers team has looked better in their last 2 games, playing under a new head coach here, but overall this team has still struggled defensively this year, allowing 3.71 goals per game. That's the 4th most in the NHL, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 71.5% rate. Now, going back to this game here between the Hurricanes and Flyers, and again, it's kind of tough to read this game here, but I did want to highlight a Flyers player as well. That's going to be Cam Atkinson at $5,700. He's been solid all year long, especially after returning from injury. We really didn't know what to expect from him, but he truly has looked good, posting 8 goals, 4 assists, 12 points in 15 games, and he's just one of those high upside plays who can hit 4x value at their price on any given night. He is definitely someone who could get us 25 plus DraftKings points here in this matchup, playing up on that first line in #1 power play for the Flyers. And then dipping into the 4K range of forwards here, I like Valeri Nichushkin of the Colorado Avalanche as well, priced at $4,700, again playing at home here tonight against the Anaheim Ducks, and this is truly an opportunity play, playing up on that first line with McKinnon and Rantanen, also playing up on the Avs #1 power play with Lehkonen out, and he's been solid here, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points in 14 games, playing around 18 to 20 minutes per game as well. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and I do want to mention that I would have no issue spending up for Cale Makar or Quinn Hughes here tonight, both those guys priced in the 7K range, but the first one I'm going to highlight here is Evan Bouchard of the Edmonton Oilers, priced at $6,100, again playing the Kraken at home. Primary target is stacking him up with that Oilers #1 power play, considering how bad the Kraken have been on the penalty kill this year, again just sitting at a 71.5% rate, 4th worst in the NHL, and Bouchard is an offensive defenseman who can definitely rack up points. He's not afraid to shoot the puck. So far this year, he scored 3 goals, added 9 assists, 12 points through 14 games, with 7 of those points coming on the power play. Now, on the other side of that game, I like Vince Dunn as well of the Seattle Kraken, priced at $4,600 here tonight. Another offensive defenseman who's in a good spot on this Kraken #1 power play, which has scored at a 25.5% rate this year. That's the 8th best in the NHL. Again, the Oilers penalty kill, not very good. 5th worst in the NHL, hitting at a 71.7% rate, and you can see Dunn's numbers there. He's got 2 goals, 12 assists, 14 points through 16 games. And then I want to highlight 2 defensemen here in the 3K range, first being Devon Toews of the Colorado Avalanche, priced at $3,600 here tonight, again playing the Anaheim Ducks at home. Now, I know he hasn't been the most productive in terms of fantasy scoring this year, but he's still a guy who logs big minutes for this Avalanche team, 23 plus minutes per night, on their #2 power play, and plays big minutes on the penalty kill too. He's got 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points through 14 games, and showed his upside last game with 17 DraftKings points. And then the other 3K play that I got here tonight is Sean Walker of the Philadelphia Flyers, also priced at $3,600, playing the Hurricanes tonight. He's been solid with his new team here in the Flyers, posting 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points in 15 games, and he's also been a guy to just find a way to rack up DraftKings points. He's hit 13 plus DraftKings points in 5 of 15 games. That's not bad at all for a guy priced here in the mid 3K range, playing on their #2 power play and getting minutes on the penalty kill. Now, moving over here to the goaltenders, and honestly, everyone, not really a fan of the goalies that we have on this 4-game slate, so it's really just going to come down to roster construction for me. The one guy that I do want to highlight here, though, is Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks, priced at $7,900, again playing at home here against the Islanders. He truly has been solid this year with a 7-3-0 record, save percentage of .934, and a goals allowed average of 1.96, and he actually leads the entire NHL in goals save above expected with 12. That's a huge number considering we're only 1 month into the season, and the Canucks are favored at home here tonight at -155. And as always, going to wrap up the video here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays, but just like yesterday's slate, not really a fan of the sub-4K forward plays here tonight. Hopefully DraftKings is not catching on to us and bumping all these guys up, because this is one of my favorite sections of this video. With that said, though, always got 3 guys that I'm going to highlight. First being Ross Colton here at $3,800 for the Colorado Avalanche. he's actually played well here as of late, hitting 10 plus DraftKings points in 4 of his last 6 games, scoring 3 goals during that stretch, and just shooting the puck a little bit more on that Avalanche third line and number 2 power play. The next guy I got here then is Anthony Beauvillier of the Vancouver Canucks, priced at $3,300 tonight, and just so everyone is aware, this is purely a revenge narrative play. He is someone who plays on the 4th line for the Canucks, does play on the number 2 power play, but facing off against his former team here in the New York Islanders, should have a chip on his shoulder. He's racked up 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points so far this year through 15 games. And then the last play that I got is Morgan Frost to the Philadelphia Flyers. Always tough to get a read on this kid because one night he's scratched, the next night he's in the lineup, but ever since getting put back in the lineup here 2 games ago, he has looked sharp. 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points during that stretch, hitting 10.6 and 20 DraftKings points, playing on that second line and number 2 power play for the Flyers. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 4-game slate. And in the meantime, I'm out of here.